Okay, before we start, what do we do when the other person's talking?
I don't know. I'm just sort of looking and like...
Whenever we do this, we should, both of us should do it?
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Okay. Welcome to Disney 4, the only newscast for everything Disney.
Today on the show, we'll be discussing Cinderella. You've probably never heard of it.
Cinderella is the Disney Channel original movie about a girl who meets her Prince Charming at a ball. They dance and talk for 3 hours, fall madly in love, and later get married after Cinderella had run away and the prince had to find her, never having even really met her.
The moral of the story is to always wear shoes that are too big, because then you'll meet your one.
Now, let's get something straight here. Disney did not create Cinderella. The general story has been around for 8,000 years, not the 64 Disney would like you to think.
In fact, the propaganda model can prove that Disney runs the animation industry. The first movie of a similar format, Snow White, was hugely successful. So they were like, oh, we can just repeat the same thing, get lots of money, and be oh so happy.
Plus, look at their freaking logo. It's the Cinderella Castle. This castle is the pivot point to the animation industry. When I say Disney, what do you think?
Mickey.
Okay, after that.
Oh, I don't know, the massive castle in the center of their freaking amusement park.
Exactly, and that's the Disney propaganda worming its way into your mind.
Fun fact, did you know that the voice actress for Cinderella, Eileen Woods, had to sign a contract that legally obligated her to never work in the industry again, so that no other character would have the voice of Cinderella? Money-hungry Disney just wanted to make sure that no other company would make money from their successful setup from Cinderella. Just another classic example of the bourgeoisie giving false hope to the proletariat community and feeding these people the belief that if you're a good person, good things will happen.
This false hope is not realistic, and only certain audiences even buy into these messages. Which brings us to audience theory and its application within Cinderella. It is quite clear that this Disney classic targets the younger demographics.
Targeting the younger demographics results in more of the audience agreeing with the message Disney wants us to interpret, since they are too young to fully develop the views oppositional readers would develop. This view would be the left-brained realistic, you'll never find your Prince Charming, or the negotiable, you may never find your Prince Charming. Either way, this film is injecting the preferred message of your Prince Charming into the minds of young children and right-brained dreamer types, which carries on into the older years.
Disney is playing off the success of Snow White, the original Disney princess, and copying nearly every aspect because they are aware of the popularity of this format. In fact, every movie with romantic Prince Charming plotline will have above-average success due to the Disney princess productions. An example of this would be the modern-day Cinderella starring Hilary Duff. It won several Teen Choice Awards as well as a Kids' Choice Award. Shockingly, these awards are chosen by the movie's demographics.
Whoa.
I don't know, that's shocking.
Disney is also playing off the cultural bias of the southern states in the 1950s. Racial segregation was in full swing, and Cinderella plays off the fact that a large part of the watching audience would feel more indignant if a white person was doing that kind of work. That kind of slave housework was not meant to be done by a pretty white girl. A pretty white girl is supposed to marry and have everything given to her.
Psychologists call this the Cinderella complex, which is simply a woman's fear of independence and unconscious desire to be taken care of by others. Cinderella relied on the animals to help take care of her, and then a random man who just happened to be a prince. Cinderella creates a hyper-reality where the lines between the media and reality is blurred. Young women see themselves as a version of Cinderella, forgetting that this is a fictional character remade from thousands of years of stories. This supports postmodernism in relation to the media, in this case Cinderella, influencing generations.
Some of you probably thought that Disney's Cinderella was the original one. Well, you're wrong. The earliest known version of Cinderella was a story told in ancient Greece.
6th century BC.
Called Rhodopis. Okay. There's also Perrault's Cinderella,
French.
Basile's Cinetrola,
Italian.
and Grimm Brothers' Aschenputtel,
German.
This intertextuality makes Disney's Cinderella owe more to the previous text than that of its own makers.
And don't even get me started on the remixes, hybrids, and parodies. There's A Cinderella Story, which is also done by Disney, Ever After, which is set in freaking Renaissance France, Enchanted, which is also made by Disney, Mirror Mirror, let's give a woot woot for Bollywood here, and Pink's Ever After 2.
Okay, cool.